Hey Sparkle Squad, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jasmine and welcome to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to do a change edge camel. So change edge camels are one of my favorite spins to do, and they're a lot of fun. You can use them to help get you levels in your spins, and they're just a fun variation to do. And it's actually not that hard if you understand what you're doing, and it just looks really cool and it's a lot of fun to do. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to do a change edge camel. So without further ado, let's get started. So for today's video, I'm just going to be going over how to do it on a forward camel because that's the easiest one for me. I've been able to do this for a really long time, and it was actually like a weird coincidence that I learned how to do this, but it's a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot of tips and tricks over the time of being able to do my forward outside camel. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to do the forward version. The backward version is still a work in progress for me too, because I feel like that one's a little bit harder to get the edge to change, but today we're going over how to do a forward camel. So in order to do a forward outside edge camel, you want to make sure that you have a nice solid forward camel shell. I'm going to show you guys what mine looks like. You want to make sure that you're nice and comfortable with it. You can do a couple of rotations into it and that it's just nice and stable, and you'll feel comfortable if you're switching edge. Alright guys, so on my forward outside edge camel, what I do is I go up into a camel spin just like this. So I'm in this position, and what I like to do is I kind of turn my chest open a little bit. So I'm turning it towards the outside, and that's actually going to help you start leaning because you're going to feel like you're kind of like leaning on something, and you just want to, it'll like just make it a lot easier in order to change your edge. So your foot's behind you and you're kind of going to be leaning to the side, and what I do is I take, since I'm spinning on my left foot, I'm going to grab my left hand and I'm going to actually reach it in front of me, and it's just going to kind of create like an arch. So you want to make sure that you're arching just like this, and you're kind of onto the side, and then your arm is going to lead yourself in the edge. Alright, so another major factor that you want to remember when you are doing your change edge camel is originally when you're spinning on your camel, you're kind of going to be near the ball of your foot. So you're going to be spinning on the ball of your foot, and your foot is going to be nice and directly under you. But when we do a change edge, we have to slightly slide our foot a little bit more in front of us. So our foot is kind of going to be more in front of us while we're doing our spin, and then our arm is going to be just like this in front of us, and we're going to be kind of twisted to our side. But when we kind of flip or push our foot more in front of us, so we're going to move our weight distribution more to the back of our heel. So when we're up here, we're spinning, and we're just going to kind of like move the foot in the front, and if you automatically do that, then you should feel like you're changing to an outside edge. So what we're actually going to do now is, before we go into a camel spin, because this can be a little bit scary, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to do a change edge on a just regular 1-foot spin right now. So I already just showed you guys kind of what it's supposed to look like, but we're going to push, take a nice push here. So we're going to be spinning on a back inside edge, and we're kind of going to push our foot forward. And if you guys could tell, I automatically moved onto a nice outside edge. So we're going to do that one more time. So we're going to go here, we're going to push, we're spinning just like this, and we're going to push our foot in front of us, the foot that we're standing on, and it's automatically going to change us into these nice outside edge lobes. So you want to work on that until you're comfortable with being able to change the edges. And originally, when you're doing that, if you think that you're going from a back inside edge, so you're spinning on a back inside edge, and then you're 3-turning to a forward outside edge. So it's the same thing when you're in the spin. So you're kind of doing sliding motion, but it's also a 3-turn. So you just want to be able to trust yourself with falling into that circle, and you want to make sure that you're able to hold that position and you're just comfortable with that, because then we're going to be transferring that into our camel. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to try and put that together with our camel. So I recommend you just trying it. I feel like a lot of people might be afraid of it at first, but it's actually something that I found really helpful, especially now that I'm still working on learning how to do my back change edge camel, because I feel like sometimes I'm kind of like cautious and I feel like I don't fully go for it. And once I actually do go for it and I switch the edge right and I like get onto that edge, then even if I fall, I still feel a little bit more comfortable because it's not just going to be as cautious. So basically what you want to do is you just want to make sure that when you go into the camel, I just say go for it completely. Even if you do fall out of the camel, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to work on it until you're able to control it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. I'm going to go into my camel position. And then I'm just going to do my 3 turn, and I'm going to reach in front of me with my hand while I'm spinning, and I'm going to kind of turn my shoulders so that they're not completely parallel with the ice. So a lot of people tell you that when you're doing your camel, you want it to be parallel with the ice. So that is right when you're doing a camel, but then when you're trying to change edge, then you're kind of going to twist up and you're going to reach out with your arm, and that's really going to help you get your leg to slide in front of you. So we're going to go again. We're going to go here, camel, twist and slide. And we're just going to work on that. And even if you do go a little bit too deep at first, that's totally fine, but just make sure that you're trying to switch. You don't have to worry about really like keeping it like contained or just focusing on like holding it for as long as you can, but you just want to mainly focus on getting that edge to switch at this point. So the next thing that I wanted to really stress to you guys is something that I still struggle with today when I'm doing my change edge camel. So when I'm doing my change edge camel, I usually do it in my combination spin at competitions. So originally this actually is a spin that helps you get a feature. Changing your edge on a spin helps get an extra feature, which is an extra level. So my combination spin is already a level 4 spin, but sometimes when I don't do my spin right, so basically, when you're doing a change edge, the rule is that you have to hold a plain camel for 2 and you have to hold the change edge for 2. So you don't want to rush into the change edge position. You want to be able to hold that change edge position for 2 revolutions, which is mark 1, 2. So basically 3. So you just want to make sure that you're really holding that first position, because sometimes when I skip like the plain camel and I don't hold it for enough revolutions, and even though I do go into the change edge and I hold it for long enough, they have to take that feature away. Like they can't give it to me because they didn't see like the clear change of edge. So that basically drops my spin down to a level 3, and that's a big difference between a level 3 and a level 4. So I just wanted to tell you guys that really quickly because it's something that I still struggle with, and if you guys are learning to do this for programs or competitions, or you just want to use it as a feature in your spins, that's something that you really want to remember to make sure that you always do. So I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like. You want to make sure that you count. And the way that my coach taught me to count is she tells me to go mark 1, 2 every single revolution, and the mark basically is what the technical specialists are saying when you're doing your spin, and that's how they break it down, and that's how they know that's when they're going to start counting, and that's when you're completely in your position, and that's when the spin basically starts. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, and I'm going to count it for you guys. So I'm going to go mark 1, 2, mark 1, 2. And then afterwards, you can go into whatever position you want. And that's just basically what you want to remember, is you want to hold that nice base camel. And it's also going to help a lot because you want to be able to establish a nice balanced spinning position before you change your edge, and it's going to help improve your change edge a lot. Alright guys, so that is how you do a change edge camel in skating. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope that this video helped you guys get your change edge camel. And if you guys have any other requests for videos that you want me to do, leave those down below in the comments and I'd be happy to do them for you guys. But I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.